What turns a woman on is not what most men think. There are men out there just blindly walking about, engaging in all sorts of behaviours that are just turning women off, pushing women away, generally repelling them. And the frustrating thing for a lot of men is that they don't have a clue why this is happening. But in this video, I'm going to make sure that you, my good sir, are not one of those men. Because in this video, I'm going to break down 4 of the most surprisingly common behaviors that we as men engage in. And also I'm going to talk a little bit about what effect this actually has on women, mainly turning them off you, making them unattracted to you. By the end of this video, you're going to have an awareness of the 4 behaviors that turn women off. So you're going to be able to catch them in the moment, avoid them, and reverse them. Not only is this going to increase your perceived value in the eyes of women, your value and attractiveness, but it's also going to boost your sense of self-esteem. So whether you are a single guy looking to have a more fun and fulfilling dating life, or whether you are in a relationship already and you're just wanting to sort of keep that sexual chemistry, that polarity, that spark alive, these 4 behaviors apply to both of you. Now, before we get into the behaviors, let's just talk about attraction for a little bit. Being a guy unable to attract a woman sucks. Women don't look at you, they don't notice you. You never see a woman look at you in the street. You feel invisible. Online, you will read comments, you will read threads, you will read long posts and even videos on YouTube from usually resentful and bitter men who claim that women are only interested in money, status, and appearances. And I just want to say this is absolute bullshit. There are countless men, and I've worked with many of them, who make an absolute shitload of money, but they still struggle to consistently attract the women that they want in their lives. And on the flip side, there are short guys who have fulfilling love lives. Will having more money, will being higher up the social hierarchy, will being better looking, will they lead to better and more diverse dating opportunities? Yes, of course they will, but not for the reason that you think. The main reason why these things would increase your dating opportunities is because they might lead to a change in your behavior. In general, women are more attracted to a man's behavior than what's in his wallet. Now, this is amazing news because as a man, we can change our behavior. That is well within our scope of control. My dating life used to feel empty and unfulfilling, and I managed to change it around, not because I grew 2 foot taller, developed a jawline, made a shitload more money and became the mayor of Lisbon, but because I started to gradually change my behaviors, and over time that led to different responses, more warm, receptive responses from the women in my life. But in order to do this, you need to know what's attractive behavior and what's unattractive behavior. So now I'm going to give you the 4 behaviors that will tank a woman's attraction and perceived value towards you. Behavior number 1. Steve is a young guy in a relationship with a beautiful woman called Charlotte. Things are going pretty well, but it's still quite early in the relationship, so they're both kind of feeling things out. After a while, Charlotte starts to notice something in Steve. It's something that he does a lot. He apologizes for basically everything. Steve's friends often joke that it wouldn't be out of character for Steve to apologize for bad weather, even though she reassures him at every opportunity that you have nothing to apologize for. It's like he still can't help himself. After a while, Charlotte starts to question whether this confident, attractive man she started dating, how he actually really feels about himself. The constant reassurance, the constant apologies start to feel quite exhausting for her. So why does Steve apologize too much? Steve apologizes too much because he has low self-esteem. He thinks he has to be perfect and exceptional just to be acceptable. He's overly sensitive to his mistakes. He sees them as evidence of his basic lack of worth, and he uses apologies as a coping mechanism. But when you apologize too much, you don't cover up your imperfections. You're not fooling anyone. You're just conveying to people and the women in your life that you are actually insecure. Behavior number 2. Now, I used to get no matches on dating apps. It even got, it even got to the point where I would do the turbo swiping thing, where I wouldn't really look at the women I was swiping on. I'd just go like, bah, 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 and swipe right on basically every woman I could. And then the women that matched, very, very few, they would be the ones that I would choose from. They were my options. It was desperate behavior, but there was a reason I was doing this. It was because I was in fact desperate. My look did start to change though. I changed a few photos around and I wrote a bio that didn't suck. It's amazing how low the bar is, but the matches started to come pouring in and it was quite validating for a while. But then a new problem reared its head altogether. None of these women wanted to go on a date with me and I couldn't figure out why. I was polite. I asked them where they wanted to go. I said, what day of the week are you free? I said, what time works for you? Where would you like to go? You decide. By the way, can you already tell what the problem is with this? Until one day I was reading the dating advice community on Reddit, and then someone mentioned that when it comes to setting up dates, it's better just to be direct. Like tell the woman a day, a time, and a place, and be direct about it. Now, I thought this was too pushy. It kind of offended my nice guy sensibilities, but I thought, you know what? I'm willing to try anything at this point, so I just went ahead and did it. And what was the response of the first woman I tried this with? Sure, sounds good. I'll see you there. My hesitation was the thing that was turning these women off. They saw the profile, they were like, okay, this guy seems interesting. But then when I was being flaky and hesitant, it was just like, okay, this guy isn't really sure in what he wants. It turns out decisiveness and boldness are pretty attractive characteristics in a man. A man who makes decisions and sticks with them is far more attractive to more women than a man who is just too scared to pull the trigger. Behavior number 3. Why do women fuck bad boys and not nice guys like me? It's possible to piss a woman off and turn her on at the same time. Any man who's dated for a decent length of time will tell you this is absolutely true. A lot of guys make the mistake of associating pleasing her with sexual chemistry, and this is just not how it works. Never disagreeing with her, never communicating a differing opinion or a strong outlook on something, never pissing her off, being too tiptoey around her, it is a major red flag for most women because it is incongruent, it is inauthentic, and it is fake. This makes her feel unsafe. This makes her feel like she can't trust you. And when this happens, she closes up, both emotionally, physically, and sexually. The most dangerous thing to women is predatory men. And this has been the case for as long as we've been around. Women have evolved to sniff out bullshit, to sniff out ulterior motives and things that don't quite line up, because it's literally beneficial to their survival to do so. The asshole bad boy, yes, he sleeps with loads of women because he's real, because he's authentic. Yes, he's an asshole. Yes, there's going to be some drama, but at least he is who he says he is. He's not trying to hide his desires. He's not trying to hide his personality behind a wall of fake niceness. By avoiding conflict, by never setting boundaries, by putting up with behavior that you don't find desirable, basically being a pushover, you are killing her attraction for you. Behavior number 4. Let's say you wanted a woman to do something for you. That might be have more sex with you, or just generally show you some more affection, maybe give you a hug when you get home. Your task is to get her to do that thing for you, but there's a caveat. You need to get her to do that thing for you without actually telling her what you need, without explicitly saying what it is that you want her to do. You need to try and manipulate her into getting her to do the thing that you want to do. My question to you is, how would you do it? Would you buy her gifts? Would you do favors for her? Would you drop like very subtle kind of hints and hope she kind of takes the bait? Clean the place? Would you show her more affection with the kind of like insinuation that she needs to show more affection back to you and hope that she kind of does that? If you are not a sociopath, this question might feel kind of horrible, because it is. The reality though is that many guys are out there using this kind of strategy to get their needs met. What I just described is what's called a covert contract. It's using a favor or a gift as a tool to get a need met without ever expressing that need directly. It turns women off for the exact same reason that I mentioned a moment ago. It is incongruent. It shows a red flag. It triggers something in her where you are not who you say you are. You have an ulterior motive. If she doesn't feel safe with you, she will not get naked with you. Guys, we often avoid being direct because we want to avoid the the feeling of potential rejection or embarrassment. Maybe we believe that our needs, we've been led to believe throughout our life that our needs don't matter, they're not important. We're wrong for having needs and having desires, which is why I say to a lot of men that you need to get in contact with your desires and your needs and own them. Owning your needs and desires and communicating them clearly and directly is the fastest way that you are likely to get these needs met. And if you're with a partner or approach a woman who does not want to meet those needs, then she's not the right woman for you. You can move on. Upgrading your dating life as a man can be a challenging thing to do. And in this video, I want you to watch this next because I'm going to tell you 7 ways that you can upgrade your dating life through a series of principle changes and mindset shifts that are really going to boost your results. So check that video out next. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope you did. And if you want further elaboration on any of the points I made in this video, then pop a comment down below because I can make a video expressing a little bit more about that point more specifically. Take care guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.